Sorry about that. People disturb me while I'm trying to make a video. It's out of my Glock 43, which I actually no longer have. See the difference in the trigger shoe. This is the Glock Gen 4. It's got the little tip on it. And you see pretty much the shoes are the same. Only difference is the trigger bar is shorter. Gen 5. Trigger bar, as you know, if you know Glocks, are thinner at the top. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Again, clear. Pull this out the way. These are the pain in the nuts here. Let me get this back here. Boo, 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 boo. There you go. In case you don't know, you have to actually push down on the slide release. It helps that pin get out. So you gotta just grab it the right way. I know YouTube's gonna hate this, but this won't be monetized, but this was requested, so for my viewers. 2 pins. I can get that sucker out of there. Stuck with me. Alright. Hope y'all know how to, that part about pulling the trigger out anyway. As you can see, this is a pretty much just a shoe. They don't make a trigger bar. I even checked today just in case they did, but so far they don't make a trigger bar for 43, 48. As you can see, it's kind of thin. So this is actually a Gen 5. Where's my Gen 5? There's my Gen 5. See that? This is actually a Gen 5 trigger shoe. This will actually fit in any kind of Gen 5 Glock. Which, see how thick, it's more thicker. It's thicker. Yeah, it's thicker for Gen 4. Gen 5 fit. A Gen 4 fit. I mean, basically a Gen 4 fit in there. I mean, you got room in there. I used the Gen 5. So either Gen 4 or Gen 5 will fit in a 43. So I would go with a Gen 5. Because that is kind of narrow. I would go to Gen 5. I had no problems with it. That worked for me, so I'm going to spread the love. It's Gen 5. And what you got to do is, right here, if this wasn't scratched, so let's look at this one. See that pin right there? That has to be pushed out. It's going to be easier if you got a soldering iron. If you melt this side here, I mean, don't try to save this shoe. You ain't going to be able to save this shoe, so don't even worry about it. So what you do, you take your soldering iron, and you work your way around here till you see that pin. You make a nice little hole, and this get pushed out. So that just gives you the trigger bar. So this one comes ready to go. So this comes with the trigger shoe and the trigger pin. So pretty much all you gotta do is put that pin on there. Find a little hole. I mean, what I do is set up. You can actually, run this. Of course, a small one. It's not gonna fit in here. Run this through to hold everything, and then push the pin through. Or you just look by ear. I mean, looks. It'll go in there. If you got to get it set up, that's going to be the hardest part. And setting that up to go in there. That's pretty much it. Now that trigger shoe will give you that a little shorter reset. But to me, the price of this Timney, which I think was $89 just for the shoe, I would just buy the whole Overwatch trigger. I mean, it's just simpler to me. Yeah, hold that thought. Now, my thinking is, although um, Overwatch also has a trigger shoe, but my thinking is I would go with the complete trigger bar, the whole setup that Overwatch gives you. Let's compare. Let me put this back together. Let me pause it. You don't need to watch me put this thing back together. Let me pause it. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Move this stuff out the way. Only advantage that the Timney would give you is that some people call it the second stage or the pre-stage. Some people like to have a second stage type trigger. Would you preload it? Not me. I don't like that. But that's the only difference. These you can adjust where the trigger set. This is I put mine right on because I don't stage my finger. My finger's in the trigger well. I'm firing. So that's the only take up you have right there. This is a Overwatch. This is pretty much preset. Now there's a little more. Pretty much the same trigger. So I'll spend a little more money and just get the bar to me. I don't know. That's up to you guys. If y'all want to save, I think it's $20 difference or something. Or you just like the way that looks. But I don't know. I like the Overwatch. But again, also what makes these triggers work, especially these little ass guns, is get rid of that big ass spring, that striker spring. That's the same big ass spring they have in the 19s. Of every Glock they own is the same striker spring. And these strikers are shorter, so why would they have that little long ass striker? So go down to a 2 pound. I'm telling you, 2 pound striker spring will give you like a 3.5 pound pull. Second thing, good ghost connector. Get the Glock, ghost connector, Glock ghost connector. Get the ghost connector for these. And I give you all that sweet pull and everything. It's other things you can do, but I don't think y'all need to do all that. I mean, I changed the shape of my trigger bars and all that stuff so it drops sooner. Give me a little shorter reset. That's not necessary. I just like to mess with stuff. Pretty much same trigger. It's a matter, what you like. All right, there it is. Any questions? Let me know.